surely must know magic, girl, 'cause you've changed my life.
You're listening to The Keys 107, opening the doors to endless possibilities in the pursuit of love, peace, and happiness. With your host, Dr. Rafika.
I love that song. I was humming along with it. Then I said, oh, wait, I got to stop. I got to talk. Welcome to the Keys 107 podcast, where we strive to open doors to endless possibilities in the pursuit of love, peace, and happiness. And we want to take a moment and say greetings to our listeners, our local listeners in the United States, but we're global. We have listeners in Germany, Thailand, Canada, Egypt, South Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, Australia, Brazil, Argentina, Libya, Morocco, Saudi Arabia, Ukraine, Uzbekistan, Italy, and India. We'd like to thank you all for listening to us. Without you, we would have never garnered that over 260,000 listeners. Thank you. We are so honored. I am your host, Dr. Rafika, and I am honored to bring you to tonight's show featuring the dashing R&B singer Kevin Owens, who debuted his new singles, Hotspot and Everything, featuring Luther Vandross, right here on the Keys 107. And I know I didn't say it in that sentence, but this is Kevin's encore performance. He's been here before. Now, before we get busy, Dr. Atia is ready for the healthy tip of the day. And on our way back, we're going to pick up Kevin, our special guest, who's going to help us answer some of these questions about R&B music. This is a good time for you to go get your drink on. Dial the call-in number, 515-602-9760. Say it again? Okay. 515-602-9760, and get ready to talk to Kevin. Press 1 on the keypad if you want to speak. Tonight, it's all about the entertainment key as we celebrate and delve into black music. We'll be right back.
It's time for the healthy tip of the day, presented by Tech Tools for Life, and the Fluffs present the alphabet.
Heaven lies at the foot of woman. Heaven is a state of consciousness in which the soul and the body are in harmony with the divine mind. Heaven is the truth. Woman is the soul. The true state of happiness, peace, bliss, joy goes beyond physical limitations and realities. And to experience this condition requires you to sit down in the position of reverence, respect, and service of your soul's truth to process through the phases of understanding that connects you to the outer world and helps you to understand your relationship to worldly or changing conditions. At the foot of woman, this is to be in the position of willing and patient service and not treating as separate from yourself that immaterial essence, the woman, the soul, the divine feminine within yourself, which is the animating principle and actuating cause of your life. When you understand that heaven lies at the foot of woman, and you do that, meaning sit down at the foot of woman, you will manifest everything of good you desire, and that is the absolute truth.
Now back to the Keys 107.
Well, thank you, Dr. Atia, for bringing us that wonderful message where heaven truly lies, because I'm a woman and I'm here to tell you that, yeah, it's true. It is at the foot of woman. When you get that through your head, everything will work out right? Okay. Excuse me for that. So, black music was known for its extraordinary harmonies, dashing outfits, and smooth moves. So we're going to take a deep dive into just what makes those elements of those groups. I'm speaking about male R&B groups. What are the elements that made them so magical? Groups like the Temptations, Ray Goodman and Brown, Blue Magic, and of course the Stylistics, just to name a few of R&B's greatest. They were enchanting, and there was something special about them. Was it the stage clothes? Was it their vocals? Was it the dance steps? Or was it a combination of all of that? One person who has traversed through over 40 professional years as a dancer, choreographer, and as a lead singer with Ray Goodman and Brown, and a backup singer for Luther Vandross and the choreographer. He is an entrepreneur working with record labels and singers, and has recently released 2 singles, one called The Hot Spot and the other one called Everything, featuring Luther Vandross. And believe me, this is such a very brief introduction to who he is. And we're going to touch on some of those other things, catch up with Kevin since his last appearance on the Keys 107 network. So let's bring Kevin in. Kevin, your mic is live. Check in. How are you?
Hey, we are live, and I'm in. How you doing, Rafika?
Kevin, I'm so happy that we have a show, because you remember a couple of weeks ago, we tried to do this. You called in, I called in, and we could not connect.
I remember. Yeah, and what I call the niche was kind of busy that day.
Yes,
but that's okay. But we're here today. You know what I'm saying?
We are.
We're here today, and I'm glad
here
to be here. Thanks for having me, Rafika. It's always a pleasure to be with you.
I'm just honored that you, with your very busy schedule, have a moment to talk to us. And we've got some callers on the line, and just want everybody on the line to know that if you want to speak to Kevin, you have questions for him, or just want to make a comment on where black music is going, this is our topic. And today is the last episode for Black Music Month, because as you all know, it is the 27th, and the next week we'll be hitting July. So we want to make sure we get some of this discussion in and be a part of the archives and the annals of discussing what makes black music so enchanting. So, Kevin, the last time when you was on the show, we talked about the book So Amazing. You actually gave away a copy. I remember that. She was so excited. I think I've made a friend forever with her. And while we were talking about the book, you also mentioned that there was going to be a musical to sort of bring that book to life.
Right.
And we haven't touched base, on the airwaves since then, but you can help us understand what's going on with that.
Well, Rafika, actually, that's my dream to have that happen. It hasn't happened. There's many reasons, investors, there's a lot of different reasons why that musical hasn't taken place yet. I guess, you can say that it's still a work in progress, and I don't want to say that it will never happen. But at this moment, we try to work in a cohesiveness with the Luther Vandross estate, with the family, And right now, they have a lot of great things going on for Luther, and us too. There's a new documentary that's coming. It's called Never Too Much. It made the Sundance Film Festival. And there recently was a premiere in New York. I think it was last week sometime. We went to the premiere, which was in January in Utah. So it's been a while. Since then, CNN and Oprah's network has picked up that documentary. So in 2025, y'all, they're looking to launch it. So like I said, there's a lot of things going on, and we like to work in a cohesive, and not step on one thing that they're trying to do, and and cause all these what you call pileups. So, but at the moment, it's still on the table. We are still working on it. We are recasting because that was casted a long time ago. So
Mm-hmm.
now, but again, y'all, we are still working on that. I hope to get it out one day, but, you got to go with the flow. You just got to go with the flow. And we're not trying to offend or step on toes and stuff like that.
So one of the things that I've noticed, and maybe it's due to the social media platforms that allow anybody and everybody that's connected to a project speak on it, but one of the things that I've noticed is that there's some conversations going on, and we're not talking about primary sources, Kevin. I'm just saying that, this is things that I'm hearing, chirpings I'm hearing or reading on social media, on the internet, right? But it just seems like when these major productions happen, the companies that have, I would say, the most money or the most connections, they cast these shows in with these people that are just not connected in any way to let's say the artist, for example. Now, when you were talking about the motivation behind writing the book, other than being inspired because of the authenticness of your journey with Luther Vandross, but you said that it's been brought to your attention that none of the authentic people connected to him were involved with some of the earlier, and I'm trying to be politically correct.
No,
okay?
Go ahead.
Some of the earlier ideas or maybe even productions that came out about his life, but they didn't contact you. They didn't contact the lady singers, and excuse me for not knowing their names off the top of my head.
That's okay.
But and we hear this with the Michael Jackson story.
Yeah.
Although I did hear that the latest one, I think Jermaine's son is supposed to be casted as Michael Jackson, which makes sense, but that's not always the case.
Right. That's right. That's right. Well, I hear what your question is, and Rafika, it's just a thing in this business, and it seems like the hype of Hollywood, the hype of who's who, and they seem to get it. They just seem to get the lion's share because they have the most money, they got the most connect, whatever. They can buy their way in. Okay, they can buy somebody out. They could, But again, like I say, we've been working very closely with the Vandross estate. It's called Fandross, by the way, everybody. Go to Fandross with an F. Fan, like Fandross.
Sounds like Kevin.
Okay, S as in Frank, R as in Romeo, A as in Ann, N as in Nancy, D as in David, R as in Ross, O as in Oscar, S as in Sierra, and S as in Sierra.
I would have never got that.
.com, and you'll see through the years how we've been working. Like every year, we celebrate Luther's Christmas album, and I've done about five or six videos. Savita will call me. That's Luther's niece. She will call me Fonzie. Thornton is in charge of the publishing and all of the archives. So they work together, and then they reach out to us, and we redo his songs. Around Christmas time. So so we all work together. But again, like you say, I do hear your question. It's like a thing. That's what motivated me to write the book. I sat back after Luther passed away, and I saw all these people coming out of the woodwork. Clive Davis did an album, didn't ask anybody that was with the man to even be involved. And it's like, they even asked Nat Adderley Jr. And Nat and Skip Anderson and Marcus Miller and many of the writers and arrangers that were working with Luther through those years, they didn't ask him to do anything. So, I saw money grab. I saw opportunist. And I just got really offended. And I said, you know what? I don't care who does it. Nobody can write the story like we could write it, / I could write it. And I am speaking for all of those that were with him. We have stories. We got the real deal. But again, these sources seem to make their way in, and they get it, you know. But again, we are just happy, and we're honored to be part of the new Luther documentary. Never Too Much, you know. Jamie Foxx was involved. Primary Wave is involved in it. So, you know, we just feel honored to do what we can when we can. We do it for Luther. We don't do it for anyone else, you know. We do it for the estate. We do it for the family. We do it for the love that we have for this man and all the 20-odd years or 30 years that we all spent with him. So, you know, so we try to put away all of the bitter feelings because we know how Hollywood works. We know how this industry is. It's cutthroat. It's not, you know, come on, you know, everybody smiling in your face really ain't smiling in your face. So, you know, so we deal with it that way, and we try to work around it. As a matter of fact, no, we don't try. We do work around it, and we just try to keep the legacy going. We try to keep it going.
Okay, so you mentioned the Christmas album. I'm going to check that out this year.
Oh, what? Rafika? Listen, Luther, and I got to say, I love her, Mariah Carey, there's only a few Christmas albums that are on the money. If you haven't checked out Luther's Christmas album, Rafika, when you do, you're gonna play it all year round. It's bad. It's a really great album. I'm serious. It's a great album. It's a great album. Great Christmas album. Mhm.
All righty. Well, since we're talking about music, I think this is a good time. I'm going to do something a little different because we have some callers on the line, and I'm not really sure if they are just listening or if they want to talk. I never want anyone to call in who wants to talk and then doesn't talk, and we wrap the show up, and then I get a phone call. I wanted to talk to him. How come? Callers, press the number 1 on your keypad if you want to talk to Kevin. And I'm going to go into the song Hot Spot. Do you want to talk about it before the song or after, Kevin? Which do you prefer?
Let's talk about it before. Hot Spot was a tune. I've been sitting on this song for a while. Had to be since 2010. And it was a song written by Darren Lighty. Now, Darren Lighty and Cliff Lighty is his brother. Cliff was one of the background singers and co-writers with Jaheim. When I was managing Jaheim and I was putting together his show back in the day, back in 2008, 2010, 11, I got to meet these brothers, and he gave me a bunch of tracks, and Hot Spot was one of them. And I took all this time to write it. But that's how that song came about. I have my children on it. My son Amir is the featured rapper. The background that you hear was arranged and sang along with myself with my daughter April, and April was a background singer with Jaheim and many others. April, they had a group called Beige that I was managing, and Luther took Beige, and on his last album, Dance with My Father, he put them on 4 tunes.
Wow.
One with Queen Latifah, Foxy Brown, Busta Rhymes, and one with him. So there's 4 tunes on the Dance with My Father album featuring Beige. And Luther was going to record them. He called them, Luther loved the female vocals. So he saw my girls as his new young divas because he loved it. They can sing, first of all. And he told me, he said, Kevin, now let me tell you, man, these girls are ready, because I let him hear them. And he knew me. He said, all right, Kevin, I know you. You're going to overdo it, and you're going to overwork them. They are ready. He said, they are ready. Give them to me. And I did. And he put them on the album. and he was going to produce them, but unfortunately our brother passed away right after the release of that album. But April and as a matter of fact, Candace, one of the girls in their group, Luther had her sing on The Closer I Get to You, the duet that he did with he and Beyonce. You know, so he really loved these girls. The name is Baaj, B-A-A-J. So this tune, Hotspot, came about back in 2010, and I got my children on it. And as far as You're My Everything goes, that was a gift that Luther gave to me. We were sitting in the dressing room playing Pac-Man, and he said, Kev, he said, why don't me and you do a duet on your new album? Because I know that you're in the studio. I said, you got to be kidding me, man. He said, no. He said, no, Kel, let's do it. He said, let me pick the song. I said, of course. And the song that he picked was a Temptation song, You're My Everything. Eddie Kendrick, David, and David Ruffin. And we recorded it. Nat Adderley Jr. was the producer, along with Ivan Hampton and Fidel Carter. Singing background vocals is Lisa Fisher, Paulette McWilliams, Ava Cherry, Luther, and myself. So it was a family effort. And Luther gave that to me as a gift. He told Sony, he said, listen, I'm going to do this for KO. Back off. I don't want to see no legal papers. I don't want none of that stuff. I'm giving this to him for him to do what he needs to do for himself. And they did. They backed off. But Sony did say to me way back then, they said, okay, you can put it on the album, but we don't want you to release it as a quote-unquote single. And I said, fine, because I knew that when the jocks got it, they were going to see it, and they were going to go to it, But it never got the attention that I wanted it to. So that's how both of those tunes came about.
So Hotspot, title. So is Hotspot a club?
Yes. Well, okay. The whole concept of Hotspot was it's that place that you can go to after you've had a hard day's work. That joint that you can go to that's safe, ain't no fighting and carrying on and everything, and you can get your groove on. You can let your hair down. You can let your steam off. And that's the whole concept. That's why I wrote it around that concept. It's the hot spot. Everybody's going to the hot spot tonight. Release your stress. Dance in your best at the hot spot tonight.
Okay, I wanted to give you a chance to clear it up in case some people had some other ideas of what you were singing about.
Okay.
I think this is a good time to play the song. What do you think? Let's go for it.
Yeah. Oh. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Check this out. It's Friday. My face looking right. I haven't seen my babe all week. I've been on my grind. Yeah. I'm gonna take my girl to a night on the town. Yes, ma'am. We're gonna do it, get it, till the sun comes around. And that's all we're going to the hot spot tonight. Yeah. The mood is right. The feeling's feeling so the hot spot tonight. Yeah. Release your stress. Dance in your bed. And we ain't got to wait in line. 'Cause I got people inside. Yeah. We gonna have a good time. And don't worry about no cover, girl. 'Cause I got you, you're mine. And all the brothers, they gon' stop and stare. 'Cause you're looking like a cover of a magazine. Finest girl I've ever seen. Ooh, girl, you look so good to me. That's all we're going to the hot spot
place to be. Lot of sexy mamas I can't wait to see. It's Friday night, I'm feeling alright, I'm feeling nice, living my life, enjoying the lights, the city life. Girls looking pretty right. It's gonna be a night, heading to the hot spot to get it in. Pull up by yourself, maybe bring a friend. Don't worry about the Benjamins, cause it's free tonight, so we all getting in.
The hot spot tonight, it's where everybody's going. The mood is right, the mood is right. The feeling's tight at the hot spot tonight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Release your stress, release your stress. Dance in your bed. The hot spot tonight. The mood is right. Ooh, the feeling's tight. The hot spot tonight. Release your stress. Dance in your bed. The hot spot tonight. The mood is right. We're gonna the feeling tight at the hot spot tonight. Release your stress. Dance in your bed. The hot tonight. The mood is right. The feeling tight. The hot tonight. Release your stress. Dance in your bed.
You're listening to The Keys 107 with Dr. Rafika.
So, Kevin, before we go any further, we do have a caller on the line, and the hand is raised. So, caller 929, your mic's live. Check in.
Yes, how are you? How are you, Kevin? This is your friend, promoter from Brooklyn, who lives in Houston, Texas now.
Ooh.
This is Peter. How are you?
Wait, he's a detective now?
Yes. Yeah, Houston, Texas.
What's up?
Yes.
Oh, he's in Houston, Texas. Peter.
Oh, he's in Houston.
Yeah, how you doing? Yes.
I'm doing good. It's been a long time.
Wait, who are we talking to?
My name is Peter Berg. I'm one of the old time promoters.
Peter Berg.
Yes.
Okay.
And I go back
welcome to the Keys 107, Peter Berg.
Yes.
All right.
And as I listened to the song, I love the song. I love the video and everything.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, man.
And I can't wait for the album to come out, man.
Oh.
Yeah, Peter, I'm working on that album right now. You know, I got these two out, and everything's in the can. So the third single is coming real soon, and then after that third single, then I'm going to drop the album.
Oh yes, thank you. Yes.
But I'm glad to hear you, Peter. I'm glad that you're well, man. That's great.
Yeah, because Sunday past, I went to my first event down here in Houston. I went to a backyard barbecue.
Okay.
Kevin, with Anthony Anderson and Cedric the Entertainer.
Oh wow! Okay.
I called the bar. Both of them told me to come down because we haven't seen you in a couple of years, and we'd like to talk to you. And I enjoyed myself Sunday.
That's great.
As I went there, the playwright, Decorey Johnson, who's from Houston, Texas, he was there, and I made my connection to it. He had told me that Decorey's told me the next play that comes up, I got you. Because I know you just moved down here. Now you're settled. So, so I'm making my rounds since I'm down here.
Okay.
And meeting new people. Taraji P. Henson was just down here with Mary J. Blige. They were in San Antonio, Texas, at the Mayhem Clubhouse, the Boys and Girls Club.
So you've been making your rounds. Hey, keep on making the rounds.
Yeah,
you know, everywhere we go, we have to reestablish ourselves. I don't care how old we get. Everybody don't know us, so we got. Yeah.
So Peter, stay on the line. We have another caller whose hand is up. 917, your mic is live. Check in.
Yes. Hello.
Okay.
Hello. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh, okay. Hi. How you doing, Kevin?
I'm
big
fine.
Respect. My name is David Culture. I'm a reggae artist, and I just was listening to your song and love the vibes, and it's a pleasure to meet you because anyone that was working with Luther is definitely a fan of mine also, because or I should say I'm a fan of. You know?
I understand.
Definitely. I love your music, and the fact that I'm on the line with you is a pleasure, you know?
Well, hey,
so
brother, thanks, Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would just like to ask you something. What kind of advice would you give an artist who is trying to make it in this music business now with the streaming and the fact that these companies are not really signing artists unless you're popping on the YouTube or something like that. You got to have a certain amount of views. What kind of advice would you give upcoming artists now? What is the best way for them to promote themselves?
Okay. Now, did you say your name was David, right?
Right, yes.
Okay. I just didn't want to say the wrong thing. Yeah, well, David, the advice that I could give you now is that because even though I'm Kevin Owens and I've been out for 40-something, whatever, 50, however you want to say it, years,
right,
and I know people know me, I'm around the world. Listen, man, the best thing that I would tell any artist today is, first of all, make sure that whatever you're doing, it has some strong content. Okay, that's number one.
Okay.
I think we all know that your content is good. That your live performance is on point. Okay, those things. Rehearse. Practice. Practice. I can't stress that enough. Okay.
Right, yes.
Now, as far as the streaming and the industry and that, David, artists like us today have the best seat in the house. A lot of people may not see it that way, but we have the best seat in the house.
Yes.
It's not like it was before, which is good. And there's a whole bunch of reasons why. Because now you are the one. You are the one. There are so many different platforms, whether it's streaming, whether it's selling your CD or your digital file. I'm just saying, you are in control of your money now. Okay, you get what I'm saying? So, at those live performances, merchandise.
Yes.
Merchandise, David. And I got to say that because even like me, I'm doing live gigs, trying to get some more live gigs. But the streaming and all of that, right now, me and my team, Donna's listening now. She does all of the internet stuff that you see. She works with my management, and we're just trying to get people. I'm just trying to stay relevant. I'm trying to stay current. Followers. I follow him. But what I'm like getting to is that, try to keep that up as much as you can. But again, the way we make money, because if you're in this just to sing and you love it, that's all you're going to get if you don't get out there and have your live performances, have your merchandise. That's how you're going to make your money. You're not going to make money with streaming.
Now, I was hearing you saying something about Utah because I just came from Seattle, Salt Lake City, I should say. Sorry, I was mixed up with Seattle. And, I was touring before COVID with a band called Easy Star All Stars, which is a reggae band that do over like Beatles song and reggae and, Salt and Pepper and stuff like that. And, I've been streaming, but I found out that, the streaming, of course, it doesn't pay you but X amount. But I really think, doing shows and merchandise, like you said, it's the best way to make some money.
Yeah. and you know, taking control of your product with the different revenue streams. See what I'm saying? There's more than one. There's hundreds of revenue streams now, as opposed to being with a label and then you're stuck with them. They sell your record, or they ask you to make a record, then they put it on the shelf. They only put so much money behind it. They only promote it, but so much, and then they look at you like you're the problem. No, I'm not the problem. I make the best pizzas in town. This is what Luther used to say. I make the best pizzas in town. Don't blame me because your trucks can't you know, get it to where it's supposed to go. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yes. That's true. That's true.
So that's my advice, brother. Yeah.
So where are you performing next? Are you performing anywhere in New York?
No, I won't be anywhere in New York. There's some things that I'm working on as far as London goes, but that's late October.
Right.
You know, so right now there's little spot date things. August 24th is in Chicago. You know, but again, I've been basically concentrating on getting my album out, getting it done.
Right.
But again, management is on my back. Okay, we got to get some of these gigs going. So now I'm just hitting up the promoters that I know, because I know all of them, letting them know that I'm available, that I'm ready to go. So there should be some dates coming in the near future. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I hope you, like I said, I wish you good luck with this single. It sounds great. I'm sure it's going to be a success. You know, we also got to keep that positive mind set. You know, so
that absolutely.
Definitely, I wish you all the best with that. It's a pleasure talking to you, of course. You know, and
Thank you,
I wish you the best. And like, if you ever need some reggae music on your track, just shout me out, okay?
Hey, brother. Well, listen. Leave your information with the 107 Keys Network, please. And
yes,
definitely. Yeah,
all
absolutely.
right.
I mean,
that's
I'm
great.
one of those.
All right. Thank
and
you so
much,
Kevin.
And the same to you, David.
Yes,
the same
definitely.
to you. Continued success, my brother. All right.
All right. Thank you, brother. All right.
You're welcome.
So we are at the top at the top of the half hour, and it's time for us to go to a quick commercial break. And when we come back, Kevin, I want to deal with some of those elements that we were talking about earlier. What makes these R&B acts so enchanting? And are you going to stay with that word, enchanting?
Okay, I got you.
You're listening to The Keys 107 with Dr. Rafika.
The first are a family of clouds up in the sky, keeping the earth, and so you will be alright. They'll teach you your ABCs and your red, blues, and greens. Fluff will help you learn to read.
The Fluff presents the alphabet is available on Amazon.com and on Kindle. So get your copy today. For more information, go to www.thefluffamily.com.
Now back to The Keys 107.
So, Kevin, before we go any further, we have to say hello, and I have to say thank you to Donna for all of her patience and coordinating this interview.
I'm telling you, her patience with me and all of this stuff. If there's somebody that's in your back with the foot in your back, move. That's her.
Well, you need that. You have to have that in this business because, you know, we are forced to multitask. It's not even like a ish anymore. It's a necessity. You have to multitask today. You can't just have one social media. You got to have 4. And then you got to have threads to thread them all together. So I don't know.
Yeah. Exactly. Because like today I was on the work site. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say because today I was on the work site, you know, because of my other thing that I do, and I just couldn't do anything, you know. So, like I say, thank you to her because all I got to do is make a call and say, listen, I can't. Can you? Don't worry about it. So, yes, thank you, Donna.
Absolutely. So, Kevin, I think I'm going to go ahead and play everything because I know when we get into this next part of the conversation, it's going to flow, and I don't want us to get to that closing hour and I don't play this song because that would be really bad.
Okay. Here you go.
Okay, so here we go. Here we go.
You surely must know Magic Girl, 'cause you've changed my life.
Hold on.
It was dull and ordinary. You made it sunny and bright. Now, I was blessed the day I found you. Gonna build my whole world around you. You're everything, good girl, and you're all that matters to me.
Rafika?
Okay, don't you say nothing. Don't you say nothing. That wasn't intentional. That wasn't intentional, and I'm trying to put it back in my library really quick. So I tell you what, let's go ahead and have this conversation. No, let's have the conversation, and because I have to upload it into the library. It doesn't happen.
There's no problem.
Like
Rafika, we are good. Don't worry about it.
We're good. So we're gonna do it a little bit later. Okay, right. We're gonna do it a little bit later, and let me just jump into, because I have some questions that I sort of crafted about this conversation. Because as I was thinking about it, one of the things that, I mean, it's my opinion. I'm going to say it from the very beginning. I think it's a combination of everything, because with these groups that we're talking about in this era of black music that we're talking about, all of these things had to be lockstep in place. It couldn't be just one. Like today, they're into the theatrics, the colors, the effects. And so if the artist is not in sync, you don't even really notice that because of all of the, the wah-wah going on.
Right.
But the era you come from, you had to sing. Your clothes had to be right? Okay, so in your, I'm giving you all my opinions, and I'm going to go for yours. In your opinion, what are the key elements that differentiate choreography from male dance groups from other styles?
Okay. I read these questions. I said, boy, she's coming from a scientific view at me right now. But it's all cool. But no, but I really studied these questions. And, well, the difference is from male dance groups from other styles. When we grew up, we were dealing with, and I got to say this, the gospel quartet. Even though it was gospel music, they had steps. When you are talking about the classic groups that we came up with, like the Temps, OJs, I can keep going, all of them, the Jackson 5, It's a thing that it was about, it's something that you said earlier, and I wrote notes. It was a combination of the song, the clothes, how good the guys look, the songs, the clothes, and how smooth you were, how debonair you were. And the choreography for male groups, I got to, those choreographers, that's what they were giving us, because I was in my living room doing steps. I was watching Smokey Robinson. I was watching the Temptations, So it was always a very precise, very a debonair type movement, very sexy type movement. And we knew that the ladies loved that. They like when a guy comes out on stage, he's looking good, he's sounding good, he's dressed like bam, and then he can move at the same time. So, and I wrote down some notes. With that question, I thought about some of my friends. Brooke Payne, choreographer. New Edition. Now, when y'all see New Edition, and I'm bringing it more to date because New Edition was one of those groups that was mimicking what the Temps and all the other groups, but the choreographer, Brooke Payne, where did he get? It was him that would style it because he knew that was the essence that the group needed. They needed to, because they were young, handsome, they can move, they were dressed well, and Brooke Payne gave them those moves that gave the rest of the formula, that successful formula, which was synchronization, tight synchronization. And I also thought about Charlie Atkins with the Temptations. You know, we had to be taught. When I was coming up, you know, we had schools where they groomed you. We had artist development where they took you and they taught you how to step, how to walk, how to speak in interviews, how to handle yourself, you know. And so, it was the culture, it was the era that we came up in that paid attention to all of those vital parts of being a rounded performer, you know, part of your live act. And to me, what made those acts so popular was because when people went to a show, they were great performers, which means the whole package was there, the look, the clothes, the movement, and you had choreographers like the ones that I have mentioned that just knew how to do that. I was one of them because I copied them. You know, that's what was on. But that's what differentiates it. You know, that's what made it different to me. Guys knew that they had to be sexy, looking good, and just be able to move well. And then we had guys like Charlie and Brooke that were able to help us get there.
So this question is through my observation of these groups. How do you approach the creation? Now, listen to me. The creation of choreography that both showcases individual talents and maintains a cohesive group dynamic. How do you find the balance? And I'm thinking when I was thinking about this question, I was thinking about what do you as a choreographer do with that artist who's got that velvet voice, can wear that suit, but can't dance a lick.
And I've had that experience. I'm not going to say anything, but I've had that experience many times. The best thing to do, okay, Rafika, if they have a great voice and they have a great look, I tell them, you need to use that. And so I go to work on just them doing just that. We need to make him look like $1 million or her look like $1 million, number one. When they walk out on the stage, people stand up and applaud just because of how they look. That's number one. Number two, they can sing. All I need you to do is stand at that mic and perform every song like it's your last. That's all. Because the people are actually coming to hear that. Yeah, the bells and the whistles and everything are there, but you know how we say, when you sang on somebody, I mean, you have people laying in the aisles just from somebody singing. Okay?
Yeah.
Right.
They
you know
sang.
So you sang. So I find what I do is I work with an artist's strongest point, and I keep them there because that's what's natural. When you try to put them in something that's not, that they are not, you have a train wreck. Okay? You have a train wreck. So if you can't move, and that's another thing. Okay, wait, because I have your question down. About how do you approach the creation? Now, as far as them being able or not able to dance, if they can't, again, don't make them do something that they're uncomfortable with. They need to be totally comfortable when they're in front of those people. So if they look good and they can sing, cool. Now we're going to create something around that. We're going to create a backdrop. Again, you know how they do. It could be some girls. It could be some guys. And they're dancing. You know, it could be some lights. It could be some props. It could be a set change. It could be whatever. So we have to compensate for what they can't do with other things, other visuals, you know, and things like that. But that's how I deal with artists that are limited like that.
But that takes a lot of experience, Kevin, to be able to identify that, you know, that is the problem without, first of all, you certainly don't want to say it in a way that it is degrading to the person. Because and then you have to sort of like handle it gingerly because they do have to go on stage and perform after you told them that they couldn't dance. So we don't want that to happen. But I mean, truly, they know they can't dance already.
That's right.
Have you ever had a time when an artist came to you and said, Kev, I really can't dance. I'm gonna need your help?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of them have. Yeah,
Good.
I mean, many of them have. Because they know what their strongest points are, and they don't want to be embarrassed. So they're hoping that somebody can come along or have that open ear to where they're open to hear. Listen, I can't do that. Listen, you know what? Is there a way that you can help me? Because I don't want to look stupid. I'm with you. So again, let's go to your strongest point. Let's work on those, because that's all you need. You don't need to be dancing around like Usher and Michael Jackson every night. Everybody don't need to be doing that. You could say, and I'm gonna use a great example. My man, Jaheim. All Jaheim got to do is stand there and sing. That's all he's got to do. People love his voice. They're not looking for Jaheim to dance around like Usher. But my buddy, excuse me, he likes to dance, and he wants to dance. So again, Brooke Payne had Jaheim on this last tour that y'all just saw. I went to a couple of the rehearsals. But again, we know how to take certain artists, and we know their strongest point. We give them a little bit to do. And if it's a little bit, then we surround them with the rest. But there's some that just want to dance, so we let them do some. But it's limited. It's limited, and everything else is basically working around them.
So my next question, when you was in the book where you talked about the Swarovski crystals that was embedded in those beautiful gowns and jackets that you and Luther Vandross had on, and in that, I don't remember which tour that was, but I will never forget that look of those those crystals. In every tour of those crystals were there.
Boy.
And you talked about how heavy they were and how some adjustments had to be made. So this question kind of stems from that conversation in our first show together, and conversations you and I have had offline. How can you share? Can you share some insight on how fashion and costume choices complement and enhance the visual impact of you, Kevin Owens, your choreography?
Well, Rafika Howard. Okay, and I have to use Luther for this because that was the most extravagant, type of clothing that I've worn on stage in my career, period. So, and you're right, those gowns that you saw the ladies in, those gowns were like 50, 40 pounds. And, remember the big hoop, the big ball gown type thing that you saw? Those things were so heavy on Lisa and Ava's hips that, we had to go through many rehearsals of adjustments because it was biting. I don't have to, as a woman, that hoop around your hip bone, that gets irritating and the heavy and so we made many adjustments. Luther made it his duty to make sure that we were comfortable in whatever he saw us or he thought he would like to see us in. Those were all his creations. And now, in wearing something like that, we were taught, you don't let the $100,000 suit or gown wear you. You wear it. So now the choreographer comes into play, Lester Wilson. Now, Lester Wilson, great choreographer, rest in peace, brother. But Lester Wilson was back in Soul Train, Saturday Night Fever. If you Google Lester Wilson, a great choreographer. Luther, those shows that you saw, the first, that was Lester Wilson, and and the fashions that Luther would have created lends it to that type of Erte. Erte is an artist, and if you notice in the choreography that we were doing, there was a lot of hand movements, as if you're posing. So wow, it's a lot goes into the clothes, and then what choreographer can come along and help that performer make those clothes come alive. You understand what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
It's a cohesive effort and the right people that you put into place. And Luther had a great eye for that, to pick the right people to fit into his vision and the costumes and wow. So it was a lot of typecasting going on from us to the choreographer and to everybody and everything around us. So it was just, you know, it was a person like Luther that just had the eye to give us the right choreographer, to teach us to, you wear these clothes, you wear them like a diva. Kevin, you walk out in that suit like you know, you're controlling this show, not the suit controlling you. And that plays a big part in all of it. You know, it's the attitude. It's the attitude that you're given with the clothes that's on your back that you have to make happen from night to night.
Now, is that something that's taught, Kevin?
Yeah, for the most part, yes. I know that it was taught. It was taught to me, not only with Luther, but with Al Goodman from Ray Goodman and Brown. Al Goodman taught me when I got with them, because I was with them first, and Al told me, he said, hey, okay, hey man, you know, like when you walk out on that stage, man, you know, you gotta walk on that stage like you own the stage. And I got that. And I would watch them. And if you notice, Ray Goodman and Brown, when we walked on stage, it's like the whole stage went to another level. And maybe it wasn't always their clothes, which is Ice Winfrey came along and he designed the clothes when he got with them in 84, 85, and on. And when I left, Ice was still there. You know, Al said there's an attitude that Ray Goodman and Brown has, man, that you have to, when you walk on the stage, you hold them shoulders up. You stick that chest out. You walk around that stage like you're a king. And, wow, so it was all attitude. And Al taught me that, how to carry myself. And then I carried some of that into when I went to Luther. It's a whole process. But then again, you know, it was my background, what I came from. I went to dance school. I was taught by some of the best teachers, you know, throughout the years, High School of Performing Arts. You know, it's your training. It's all the stuff that if you can just keep hold to it and keep using the tools that you've been taught how to use, you know, I used all of that to get to where I am today. And it all started way, way back, you know, from all those different people that I was gifted to be in their presence, under their tutorship, you know. And I just tell them, take me, teach me, do with me what you need, and I could do it, you know. And like with Luther's show, there was a question that you had, and I'm not trying to jump ahead of you, but with Lester was choreography. It was all that choreography was basically, to me, more feminine than male. So what Lester would say to me was, Kevin, you listen, I choreographed the show so that the women could move a certain way. He said, now I want you to take it, and I want you to make it macho. So whatever I've given, I need for you to find your machoism in it and make it, and make it so. You know,
but
I
think he was confident that you, Kevin. I think he was confident that you could do that because of your your dance background and your experience on the stage. He knew that you could interpret that the way he visualized that you could. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes, because he knew that Luther picked people that could do whatever. You know, we were wow. I got to say, we were strong. You know, it was a gift. It was something, I don't know, all of us, God had it in a plan that we would all meet up together on the stage with this man, Luther Vandross, and we were all trained, every single one of us, in our own way throughout our lives to be ready for that. That's what that's the only way I can put it. Because that was the epitome to me.
So also in the book and on our first show, which I did listen to the other day, by the way, that's why it's fresh on my mind. We talked about, you talked about the heels, that there was a problem with one of the heels, or the heels were too high. I don't remember which tour it was, and so that goes into my question about safety. And as I was listening to it, I thought about it, and I said, and I know when you read my questions, you probably like, where is this coming from? They're coming from you.
I said,
from your book, from your book and your show when you came on the Keys. So it says, in terms of safety, what precautions do you take to ensure that the moves are executed without risking injury, especially when performing complex routines?
Okay, so let's go back to Luther. Let's go to the heels. I didn't wear no heels, but I know that the ladies were having problems because all of the shoes that you saw were all custom made. We had custom made everything. Custom made shoes, custom made, you name it. Okay, I have to call her. Custom made shoes. And so the girls were having problems because their foot would slip down and it was cutting them. I don't have to tell you about that. All you ladies listening, you know how some heels, they cut you. Either the strap is going to cut you or something is going to go down. Your foot is slipping down in it too far. And then on the stage, Luther, because the girls were slipping, and so he had the rubber things put on the bottom, which is a safety. Of course, we want to see us fall. And there was a couple of mishaps where, Lisa fell, Ava fell. They all had their day of falling. And Luther just couldn't have that. None of us could have that. So we would go through the safety precautions of making sure that the shoes were absolutely right, that they fit absolutely comfortable so that the girls can do the show without no problems, without messing up their feet, that they didn't slip. And the same for me with mine, certain rubber on the bottom so I can still spin. It didn't inhibit me from spinning, but it just gave me the right support, the right grip that I needed, And that's very, very important. But the costuming itself was heavy. So there was a lot of things we had to concentrate on. And when you saw those trains, those long trains that you saw the girls, that is dangerous. Because I know every lady listening knows you cannot back up in a train, with a train.
Lord have mercy. No, you cannot.
Okay, right. Backing up is a disaster. So you had to be programmed. Ladies, when you got the train on, you can't step. Every move had to be, if you needed to make a turn, take that guy, pick that train up and swing it. Swing it to the left. Swing it to the left and walk to the left. If you got to walk to the right, pick that gun up, swing it that way. And then Luther would say, and listen, y'all, don't worry about what the audience is saying or seeing with you stopping to take the moment to pick the gown up, to walk where you need to walk. He said, we'd love to see that because that's reality. That's real. That somebody would have to take the time to let me pick this gown up so I don't bust my butt on stage so I can walk where I got to walk and be where I got to be. It's all natural. And that's what the people are coming. They're coming to see a great performance, but they're coming to see people be people on stage. And they, so he loved all of the natural stuff that came with being safe on stage, whatever moves or thing we had to do it. Take the time, do it. So that was a big part of it. Knowing that we could relax, be human on stage, and not just think that we're, up there and got to work a miracle. No, do what you got to do to be safe.
Right, or perform in pain, but act like you're not in pain.
Exactly. Oh, please. Absolutely.
Yeah, wow. So we are coming close to the end of the hour, and again, as always, I'd like to thank everybody who tuned in and all of those callers who hung in there with us. I have one more question for Kevin, and then I have uploaded the song "You're My Everything," so we're going to play it, and I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that it is the right file. I don't know how I got that acapella file, but what I like about that is it just shows that authentic, crispy, clear voice.
Amen.
And we know it's
Thank
you. You see what I mean? So that happened, but it was good.
It was good.
That's why I didn't stop it right away. I was like, okay.
I was going to say, God is great, and, I can still do that at 68 years old. I'm not ashamed.
There you go.
Of my age.
I would have never
blessed.
guessed you were 68, Kevin.
Hey, I'm still ready to go. I still can do it, and that's a blessing in itself.
Okay. So, Keys 107 community, just want to let you know how we're going to close today. So I'm going to ask Kevin this other question, which should be a lot of fun. It's a two-pronged question, and then we're going to have a quick commercial break. We're going to go into the song Everything. And so are you calling that You're My Everything, or is it Everything? Because I kind of go back and forth with that.
Actually, it's the actual song, You're My Everything.
Okay.
Yes.
Alrighty.
You're My Everything.
Can you share one memory of the worst thing and then one memory of the best thing that happened to you on the road? It can be either with Ray Goodman and Brown or Luther Vandross or with your own group.
Okay. I can share that because I kind of prepared to be prepared for these questions. The worst thing that ever happened to me was with Luther. Both of them are with Luther. The worst thing that ever happened is that we were on stage rehearsing for one of the shows. I think it was The Power of Love, one of them. And, we're on stage doing choreography. And all of a sudden, I heard, bam! I mean, it was loud. Bam! And I felt wind on the back of my neck, right?
Oh.
And a 50-pound chain fell from the truss, the lighting truss, up above us, and just missed me by, I felt the wind. So it was right behind me, a big old chain. And it put a dent in the floor. That would have been me. Okay?
Wow.
And Luther was livid. Luther was so livid he almost cried. He just couldn't believe it that somebody almost got killed on his stage. And of course, you know what happened after that. The unemployment line was long the next day. So it was one of those things.
Yes.
As far as he was concerned, because he always said that. And so that was the worst. And now the best was, again, with Luther. It was a performance. I was so honored, Rafika. I forgot what year it was, but it was the first Soul Train Awards. And Luther was one of the featured artists on it, And that is everyone can kind of go to YouTube and you'll see the video of us on the Soul Train Awards doing Don't Want to Be a Fool. That, to me, was one of the highest moments to me. First of all, I was so honored because it was the Soul Train Awards. I grew up watching Soul Train. It's like, and here I am with Luther Vandross, with these fabulous, with one of the best acts in the world at that time. And here I am on the first Soul Train Awards. And the choreography, Lester Wilson, that whole moment was, I got chills right now. And I can see it right now. That was one of the best moments of my life on stage. The audience, all of the black celebrities, all of, the BET, it was just, that was the best. You know, I've had a lot of great moments on stage with Ray Gilman Brown, Luther, and many others that I have sang with. But those two moments, the worst was that Change, and the best was the Soul Train Awards with Luther, the first Soul Train Awards, and we got to perform. Those are my.
And you said that's on YouTube. We could check that out on YouTube.
Yes, it's a Luther Soul Train Awards. Don't Want to Be a Fool. We have on the red outfit, and it was fabulous. That's all I could say. We were so tight then. We were such a well-oiled machine by that time, you know. We were on a high. We were invincible. That's what I felt going from city to city, you know.
Well, I got more to say, more to talk to you about, and I think we wrapped the question up. Maybe there's not a definite answer, but we did wrap it up by talking about the choreography, the clothing, the attention to details. And, of course, you know, the harmonies go without saying. R&B could not have gotten where it is if it wasn't for the harmonies. So I think the answer is, and you let me know if you agree, that it's a combination of all of it that makes R&B act so enchanting.
It does. It is. And it's the soul. We got soul. And what comes from the soul, what comes from the soul reaches the soul. And R&B, we called it soul music. We didn't call it R&B music.
True.
Remember, let's go back. That's right. R&B, it's a soul music. They started putting labels on music. Soul music, urban. Get out of here. It's soul music.
That's to sanitize it.
Thank you. And to give it categories and classes. And no, I don't want to hear that.
But you know what happens when they give the categories? It makes the people that sort of herd into that box. It makes them fight to achieve the level of acceptance for that category where that category really didn't exist.
Hey, that's right. That's what he did. It watered us down.
Yes, sanitize us, water us down. So we're going to leave it there, Kevin, because, you know, we could talk for a very long time about this. But we're going to play that beautiful, beautiful cover. And I love the story about how, you know, you and Luther were playing Pac-Man, and he said, hey, I'll do this for you. And that is just, you know, just warms my heart to hear a person of his stature thought so much of you. Not that you're not worthy, of course you are, but many times people of that stature don't reach into their support and help them.
Luther. That's right.
And
Luther
help
did
them.
It for us.
Everything you talked about with him, he was an exceptional human being.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. He
Kevin,
helped us
thank
all.
you.
He told me, you're welcome. You're welcome, Rafika. It's been a pleasure.
Anytime you want to come back. So let's give this a go.
Right. You're listening to The Keys 107 with Dr. Rafika.
All right.
Yeah, there it is.
Yes. I'll put my mic on mute so I don't sing out loud, okay?
You surely must said, baby, every dream I dream is about you. Honey, I couldn't live without you, baby.
The Alphabet is available on Amazon.com and on Kindle. So get your copy today. For more information, go to www.thefluffamily.com.
It's time to go. Thanks for tuning in. Connect with us on social media at The Keys 107 or email comments, questions, or just say hi at thekeys107network.com. And don't forget to share and tell all your friends about The Keys 107. Help is on the way.